And the other thing that I think is really interesting, I mean, you and I have lived through this from the kind of 90s on. We've seen several waves of kind of hype cycles.
Right.
But this is a new twist on it. I mean, I'm curious about this room. I did a talk about blockchain in DC to a reasonably tech-savvy group about 4 weeks ago, and I asked them, it was like 300 people, and I was like, how many of you have actually performed some kind of transaction involving any cryptocurrency? And it was like 5 people in a room of 300.
How many in this room have so it's about a third, maybe?
Yeah.
20%?
Yeah.
A third?
But you still, to have something that is so far from mass adoption. I mean, when the late 90s hype of the internet, at least there were people buying things on Amazon and, downloading, Netscape. There was clearly, a mass future for this. We've now gotten to this point where I think in part because people have seen these cycles before, we're able to kind of see the promise in these things and actually get a tremendous amount of money and interest in intellectual activity around something that actually hasn't yet hit a mainstream audience.
In the US.
In the US.
In South Korea, 75% of the citizens of South Korea has a crypto wallet and uses crypto fairly actively. I think this is something that is a lot more popular in certain parts of the world than the United States, which is a bit of a problem for the United States, I think. We're not, I don't think we're like missing the boat, because there's a lot of entrepreneurs here in the US, and there's a lot of people like me who are funding these projects in the US, but there are other cultures that are embracing it more quickly than we are.
It's funny, I was thinking during the intro, one of the things that Fred is also really the important part of his career is that he was one of the people who really led the tech sector, finding a base here in New York City. And in the early 90s, there was not a big tech presence here. It was really dominated by Silicon Valley and San Francisco and to a lesser extent maybe Boston. And that has really changed, and Fred and USV has been a big part of that. And I was thinking about that because one of the things about crypto in general and the blockchain in general is of the whole technology sector, it's the one space that is actually not dominated by Silicon Valley.
Right. Maybe not even dominated by the United States.
Right. I mean, there's a lot of Eastern European activity, right? And then there's a lot of Korean.
Yeah, I was at a conference today, a crypto conference called Token Summit, and I was looking at the business cards I got, and these were for people who were pitching me to invest in their projects, and they're from all over the world. I mean, it's like Gibraltar. There was a guy from Gibraltar. Who lives in Gibraltar? China, Korea, Slovenia. I mean, it's really a global thing.
Yeah.
Which is kind of remarkable.
Yeah, it's another side. It's geographically decentralized as well as kind of